Okay, let's get into your reading, Libra. Okay, I wasn't going to say this part out loud, but the cards won't let me skip it. The first thing I felt when I started shuffling for you was money. And I want to be clear, not your money, theirs. There is someone sitting on a kind of stability, a kind of comfort that most people spend their whole lives chasing, and their energy kept pointing back at you the entire time I was laying these out. And if you found this, you found it for a reason. I always say that, but this time I really mean it, because the pull on this reading is specific. It's about one person, and it's about what happens the moment they stop holding back and finally open their mouth to speak to you. So let me just show you what I'm seeing. First card. The Knight of Cups. And honestly, the second I saw this, I smiled because the Knight of Cups is the one who arrives. He's on the horse. He's got the cup in his hand, and he is riding towards someone with his heart held out in front of him. This is not a person sending you a dry little text. This is someone coming to you with an offering. And picture him for a second, because the image tells you everything. He's not empty-handed. He's not showing up to take something from you. He's holding a cup. And in the tarot, the cup is the heart, the emotions, love itself. And he's holding it out toward you like a gift. That's the posture of this whole thing. Someone approaching you with their heart extended, wanting to give, not to take. And here's the thing about him. He moves slow. He doesn't come charging in. And I feel like that's exactly what's been happening with this person. They've been taking their time. And I know how that can feel from the outside. It can feel like they're not interested, but slow and uninterested are not the same thing. Slow usually means it matters to them too much to rush. And I'll be honest with you, that's the part people get wrong the most. When someone goes quiet, we fill the silence with the worst story. They changed their mind. They found someone else. They never really cared. And I've watched so many people talk themselves out of something good just because the other person was slow. But the Knight of Cups doesn't gallop. He never has. That's not his nature. He approaches. He takes his time because what he's carrying is fragile and precious, and he does not want to spill it. Let me keep going. The Two of Cups. Oh, see, this is what I love. The Two of Cups right after the Knight. That's the two of you standing face to face, cups raised, and it's mutual. That word matters, mutual, because I don't want you to hear all this and think you'd just be going along with it for the lifestyle. You wouldn't. You feel something back. This card only shows up when both people are actually drawn to each other. And that's rare, by the way. You can meet 100 people and feel nothing. And then there's the one where it just clicks, where you both feel it at the same time. That's this, that click. And the thing about the Two of Cups is that it's the seed the biggest love stories grow from. It's the first real spark, the one that becomes the whole fire. So when I see it this early in your reading, I'm not thinking fling. I'm thinking foundation. Next. The Ten of Pentacles. Okay, now we're getting into it because this is the luxury. This is the big one. The Ten of Pentacles is the richest card in the whole money suit. There is no bigger one, and it shows a whole estate, a family, gold in every corner. This is not scraping by. This is not a little more breathing room. This is the beautiful home, the ease, the finer things, the kind of life you have probably watched other people live and wondered when it would be your turn. And it landing right after those first two cards, that's the whole story, isn't it? The person comes forward, the connection is real, and the life that opens up behind it is this. And I keep looking at it because the 10 is the very top of its suit. You go all the way from the ace, one little coin, one seed, all the way up to 10. And this is the 10, the peak, the fullest the tarot can possibly show you when it comes to money. So when Spirit hands me the highest money card there is in a reading about your life turning toward luxury, it is not whispering. It's showing you the biggest version of the picture it has. Let me pull again. The star. Okay, this one actually got me a little. The star is one of my favorite cards to see because it always shows up after something hard. In the deck, it literally comes right after the most difficult cards, like the storm finally breaking and the sky filling with light. So if you've been through it lately, if there's been a stretch that felt dark and long, the star is telling you that was the night right before the dawn. And I think it's here to answer the doubt I know some of you are having, the little voice going, this sounds like a fairy tale. This doesn't happen to people like me. And the star just gently takes that out of your hands and says, trust it. It's real. It's meant for you. And I think a lot of us need permission to believe in good things again, especially if believing has burned us before. So let the star be that permission. You're allowed to hope. You're allowed to want this out loud. You're allowed to expect something wonderful for once. And one more. The world. Of course it ends on this one. The world is the very last card of the whole tarot, card 21, the end of the journey, and it's the card of everything coming together. Your title said your whole life changes direction, and I promise you I did not see that title when I pulled this. The world is that exact thing. A chapter closing and a completely new one opening. So before I go deeper, I need you to do one thing for me. Comment down below, my luxury life is beginning. Say it even if part of you doesn't believe it yet, because you build the belief one claim at a time. And I mean that. The words you say over your own life become the walls you live inside. So build beautiful ones and stay with me, okay? Because I'm not done. There's so much more in these cards, and I'd never forgive myself if I let you leave without the rest of it. Let me talk about them first. This person. Because the Knight of Cups tells me a lot about who they are, and it's not what you might expect from someone with money. This is not a cold person. The Knight of Cups leads with feeling, with romance, with the heart. So yes, they have the means, but they also have depth. They're the kind of person who wants to give you something that means something, not just something expensive. And that matters so much because I've seen the other version, the reading, where someone has all the money in the world and none of the warmth. And that's just a beautiful cage. This isn't that. The Two of Cups sitting right next to the Knight is the proof. This is warmth and wealth in the same person. Someone who can hand you the whole world and still make you feel like the most treasured thing in it. And I don't say that lightly because I've done enough of these to know both kinds exist. There's the wealthy person who sees people as things to acquire, and being wanted by someone like that is a lonely, hollow feeling no matter how nice the house is. But that is not the energy on these cards. The Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups together are two of the warmest, most emotionally present cards you can pull. This is someone who will actually see you, who will listen, who will want to know how your day was, not just be seen with you. Now, why have they been so quiet? Because I think you've felt them. You've had that sense of someone on the edges, not quite stepping in, and it's been confusing you. Here's what I get. The Knight of Cups moves slow, because slow is how you move when you're carrying something you're scared to drop. Think about it. You rush the things that don't matter. You're careful with the things that do. And this person is being careful with you. And honestly, with someone in their position, there's often more to it. Status, responsibilities, people watching, someone with a name, with a profile, can't always just move however they want in the moment. They have to think. They have to be deliberate. But deliberate is not the same as unsure. The care is the tell. The care is how much you matter. And think about it from their side for a second. When you have something to lose, you move more carefully. A person with nothing on the line can be reckless. But someone who has built a life, a reputation, a certain standing, they can't just throw themselves at something on a whim. And when the thing they're drawn to is you, someone they can already tell is different, someone they don't want to mess up with, the caution doubles. They'd rather wait and do it right than rush and lose the chance. And you're probably wondering what they'll even say when they do. I wondered too, so I sat with it. And because it's the Knight of Cups carrying that cup, I don't think it's going to be some dry, casual little message. I think it comes as an offering, maybe an invitation, a real one, to come somewhere, to be brought into their world, to be shown a side of life you haven't had access to. Or maybe it comes as a confession, a moment where they finally just say it, how long they've been watching, how much they've been feeling, how they couldn't keep it in anymore. And whichever way it comes, you're going to feel the weight of it. You'll know this is different. You'll know they mean it. And when that moment comes, please don't do the thing where you protect yourself by pushing it away. Don't decide in advance that it can't be real or that you're not the kind of person this happens to. Just let it in. Let yourself be chosen. And I want to sit with the Two of Cups a second longer because I really need this to land. When a wealthy person comes into the story, the fear a lot of people have is, sure, they want me, but will I feel anything back? Or will I just be settling into something comfortable? And the Two of Cups answers that before you even ask it. You feel it too. This is not one-sided. It's a real attraction, a real recognition, the kind where two people look at each other and just know. And I want you to breathe here for a second with me. Breathe in the idea that you're about to be chosen, cherished, lifted, and let go of every time you told yourself you had to settle for less. And while we're here, I want to say something I really mean. You are not the lucky one in this story, or, okay, you are, but so are they. Because I think when someone with money shows interest, there's this reflex to feel like they're doing you a favor, like you should be grateful just to be noticed. And I need you to drop that right now. The Two of Cups is a card of equals. Two people cups raised at the exact same height. And what you bring to this is not smaller than what they bring. You bring your heart, your realness, the way you love people, and actually mean it. And to someone who's probably surrounded by people who want their money and not much else, a person like you is worth more than anything money could ever buy. So walk in as an equal, head up, knowing exactly what you're worth. Now the money. Let's talk about the 10 of Pentacles properly because it deserves it. For a long time, I think luxury has been something you looked at from the outside, something other people had. You'd see it, you'd admire it, maybe you'd even let yourself imagine it for a second before you talked yourself back down to being realistic. And the 10 of Pentacles is here to tell you that wall between you and that life is coming down. And I don't just mean a nicer apartment. I mean the home that feels like a sanctuary. I mean not doing the math before you buy something. I mean travel, beauty, the ability to be generous with the people you love without it costing you a sleepless night. The 10 of Pentacles is the kind of wealth that becomes a foundation, one that holds up not just you, but everyone standing near you. And I want to say something gentle here, because I know some of you worry about this. A big life doesn't change who you are. It doesn't make you lose yourself. If anything, it gives you room to finally be yourself, without survival pressing down on you all the time. Think of what you could do, who you could be, if the fear just lifted. That's what this is. And the 10 is generational too. That's the part that gets me. It doesn't just bless you. It reaches to the people around you, the ones you love, the ones who maybe struggled right alongside you. Imagine being the one who gets to lift them, to say, I've got it, don't worry about it, to be the person in your family who finally changes the story for everyone who comes after. That's not a small thing. That's the kind of wealth that echoes. And if you come from people who worked hard and still went without, then you stepping into this is a kind of miracle. You become the turning point, the one they were praying for without even knowing your name yet. And the star. I keep coming back to the star because it's not just good luck. The star is healing. And the fact that it landed right after the luxury card tells me this abundance is going to mend the places the hard years wore down. All that worry, all that going without, all that watching other people have what you wanted. The star pours water over all of it. Because money doesn't just change your account when it comes with a blessing like this. It gives you back your faith. It repairs the part of you that started to believe good things just weren't for you. And slowly it teaches you that you're allowed to have a beautiful life, that you were always allowed. And the star is the wish card too. The dream you've been holding quietly, the one you maybe stopped saying out loud because it hurt to want it and not have it yet. The star is saying, keep it. It's not silly. It's a preview. And there's this detail in the star card I always think about. The figure is pouring water, one stream onto the land and one back into the pool, just endlessly replenishing everything around them. And that's the energy coming to you now. A slow, steady pouring back in of everything the hard years drained out of you, your hope, your faith, your sense that life can actually be kind to you, all of it filling back up. And then the world, which is where all of this is heading. The world is arrival. It's the summit. It's standing at the top. and seeing the whole horizon open in front of you. And when it shows up about your future, it means a real chapter change, not a tweak, not a slightly better version of the same life, a different direction entirely. And I want you to picture it behind you, the long road you've already walked, all the effort, the lean stretches, the times you kept going when it would have been easier to stop, and ahead of you, a road that looks completely different, wider, brighter, lined with the things you used to only dream about. And the turning point between those two roads is this connection. One person, one conversation, one moment where they finally step forward and speak. And everything after that moment is different from everything before it. And can I tell you what I love most about the world being the last card? It means you're ready. The world doesn't come to people who aren't prepared to hold it. It comes when you've done the growing, the surviving, the becoming, and you have. You're ready for a life this big. And the world promises this change is complete. By the way, not partial. Not here today, gone tomorrow. The world is wholeness. It's every part of your life coming into alignment at once. The love, the money, the security, the joy, all of it turning together toward the light. And that's why it's the last card of the whole deck. It's not a step on the journey. It's the arrival. And receiving it is its own kind of strength, you know? So many strong people are wonderful at giving, at working, at holding everyone else up, but they freeze when it's time to just receive, to let something good come to them without earning it first. And this reading is inviting you to open your hands, to let the blessing land, to believe you're allowed to have it easy for once. And that might be the real work of this whole reading. Honestly, not attracting the person, not even the money, but letting yourself believe you're allowed to be given to. Because if some part of you doesn't feel worthy of a life this good, you'll find a way to keep it at arm's length, even when it's right in front of you. So start now. Start deciding you deserve it, because you do. And let me give you something to actually hold on to while you wait for them to speak, because how you carry yourself in the meantime really does matter. First, keep living your life. Don't put everything on pause, waiting by the phone. The version of you they're drawn to is the one who's out there living, glowing, busy with her own world. So stay her. The fuller you live, the more magnetic you get. It's almost funny how that works. The less you wait, the faster they come. Second, start believing the beautiful life is yours before it even shows up, because the star runs on faith. When you can feel it, when you can picture the calm mornings and the paid bills and the ease, you line yourself up with it and you pull it in faster. And third, when it comes, receive it with grace. No flinching, no waiting for the catch. Just yes, yes, this is mine. Yes, I'm ready. And I want to speak for a moment to the wealthy part specifically, because there's a reason someone with real means would be this drawn to you. When a person has money, status, a certain life, they get a lot of attention, but most of it is about what they have, not who they are. People perform for them. People angle. And after enough of that, it all blurs together. And then there's you, someone who isn't performing, someone with your own life, your own drive, your own warmth, not chasing them, not angling, just being genuinely yourself. And to someone surrounded by performance, That realness is the rarest thing in the world. You can't buy it, you can't fake it. And the person who has everything money can buy knows better than anyone how priceless the things it can't buy really are. That's you. That's why you stand out. So let me pull it all together for you. The Knight of Cups, the wealthy one riding toward you with their heart out. The Two of Cups, the connection that's real on both sides. The Ten of Pentacles, the luxury life it opens. The Star, the blessing that says trust it. And the World, your whole life turning onto a new road. And do you see how they build on each other? It's not 5 random cards. It's a sequence. The person arrives. The connection is real. The wealth opens up. The blessing seals it. And the whole life transforms, start to finish. The beginning of a love and the arrival of a whole new world, all in one spread. And let me say it one last time, slow, so it really sinks in. There is a wealthy person with a real feeling heart who has been quiet not because they don't care, but because they're being careful with something that matters and they are about to speak. And when they do, it opens a connection that is genuine and mutual, warmth and wealth in the same hands. Your whole material world shifts into luxury. The star heals what the struggle took, and your life turns toward a brand new horizon. And none of this is far away. I want you to feel that. The knight is already riding. The movement has already started. You're not waiting for something that might happen someday. You're standing right at the edge of something that is already in motion, already on its way to you. And I know the question you're really asking, because everyone asks it. When? When does this happen? And I'll be honest with you the way I'd want someone to be honest with me. The cards don't hand me a date on a calendar. What they hand me is a direction, and the direction here is unmistakable. Everything is pointed the same way, forward, toward you, toward more. So if it doesn't all land tomorrow, don't take that as a no. The knight is still on the road. The movement hasn't stopped. It's just covering the distance between where they are and where you are. And honestly, the waiting isn't empty time. It's doing something. It's letting you become even more ready, letting them gather the last of their courage, letting the whole thing rip in so that when it finally happens, it happens fully, not half-formed and rushed. One message. The life you've been watching from the outside is about to become the life you live from the inside. Let that sit for a second, because it's the whole thing, really, to go from pressing your face against the glass to walking through the door. From wishing to living. That's the shift these cards are promising you. And it's not a someday shift. It's a soon one. So claim it, loves. Comment, my luxury life is beginning. Let the universe hear you. Like this reading, subscribe to Moonveil Tarot and send it to someone who needs this blessing too, because it comes back to you tenfold when you share it. I read every comment, even the ones I can't always reply to, and your story becomes part of the reason this reading finds the next person who needs it. And before you go, just feel this settle in for a second. You may have spent a long time wondering if the beautiful life was only ever for other people, watching through the glass, hoping, but not really believing your turn was coming. And I understand that feeling more than you know. It's a quiet ache, watching good things land in other people's lives and wondering what's wrong with yours. Wondering if you missed some window, if you're just not one of the lucky ones. But nothing is wrong with you. Your timing was just different, and different is not worse. Sometimes the ones who wait the longest get the biggest arrival. And this reading found you to tell you it is. Someone with the means and the heart to change everything is about to step forward, and the life you dreamed about from the outside is about to become the one you wake up in. So hold your head up. You're worthy of being chosen, worthy of luxury, worthy of a love that lifts you. And when this person finally speaks, I want you to think back to right now, to this reading, and just smile because you were told and you were ready and you claimed it before it even arrived. And I want to leave you with one more thought because I think you need it. The fact that this reading reached you today, out of everything you could have been watching, out of all the noise, this is the one that stopped you. That's not random. The timing means something. You needed to hear this right now, at this exact point on your road, because you are so much closer to the turn than it feels. This reading is a little marker left for you to find, one that says, hold on, believe. It's almost here. And I know how hard it can be to believe good things when you've been let down before. I know how tempting it is to armor up, to expect the worst so you're never disappointed. But just this once, I'm asking you to leave a little door open, because the cards are not showing me disappointment. They're showing me the knight riding in, the 2 cups raised, the golden estate, the star in the sky, and the whole world opening. That's not a maybe, that's a coming. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.